So in today's video, I wanted to talk about a concept that changed the way that I played chords on the guitar. And it's a way that a lot of us, I think, learn chords on the guitar that's maybe, I don't want to say misguided because it does serve the approach of getting things into your fingers, but it's not the way that a lot of other instruments think about it, and it's not the way that harmony works. So we're going to talk about what this problem is and how to fix it. And the problem is that we tend to learn chords as these static shapes, right? If I want to play a G chord, I play this. Or maybe I play this, or maybe I play this, but I just play one thing and I don't move at all. And how many times have you been listening to a piano player who maybe it's one chord, but they'll play, something that goes, this simple little thing where there's a phrase and it's moving. And it doesn't have to be a fixed thing all the time. And once I started working on breaking this habit of mine and kind of stretching myself melodically and conceptually, I started getting much more interesting sounds out of the instrument, much more inspiring sounds out of the instrument. So let me show you the simple framework and how to kind of build on it. So the first thing that we need is a chord progression. In today's video, let's just use the classic example of we'll play a 1, 6, 4, 5 in the key, or no, let's do 1, 5, 4, 1, 5, 6, 4. Sorry. We'll do 1, 5, 6, 4 in the key of C major. So my chords for that would be C, G, A minor, F. This is the every song chord progression. If you've ever seen one of those videos where people just play, 9 million different songs that are all kind of that over that same chord progression. But so to do this, we're also going to take a look at some triads. And while I'm doing this, there'll be some tabs popping up for you to be able to follow along with. But let's say we start out with just root position triads on the D, G, and B strings. We start on the D, G, B strings, we would get C, G, A minor, F. And there's nothing wrong with this. Sorry, I'm playing the wrong chords there. Nothing wrong with this at all. It sounds great. But if I just keep doing this for a million years, like a lot of songs do, it's not going to be the most engaging or interesting thing to listen to, right? So what I'm going to try is now I'm going to change the way that I'm thinking, and I'm going to set a goal where I want my melody to just climb for every note of the chord. So this will involve learning some different chord shapes. So for example, because I want the melody to be going up, I'm actually going to start on this C over G triad. So this is 5, 5, 5. And now the rule here is I want this to go up. So my next chord that I play, if I want my melody to rise, if I play this G over B chord, or G with the third in the bass, I get this. So my melody went from E to G. If I go to A over C, my melody's climbing. And now if I want an F chord, I might end up on that root position guy again. So a strictly climbing melody for that chord progression. Here's the original. Sorry, let me not play G minor. Becomes and that's a nice little palette cleanse, right? So it lets you actually be flexible with the chords that you're playing rather than just being beholden to the stock shapes that you know. It also gives you a great excuse to practice learning different chord inversions and just being more flexible with harmony. But so there's an example of it climbing. One other kind of alternate route you could take is you could have it climb and you could play F over C, which is 10, 10, 10. And then that gives you, the melody doesn't climb, but this middle note does, which is really nice. So here I'll play you the original. I'll play you the one where it strictly climbs, the top voice needs to go up, and then I'll play you that other one where the top note stays the same, but one note of the chord climbs up. So that would sound like this. Here's the original. Here's climbing. Here's climbing, but a little less dramatic. And even there again, I've taken this simple chord progression that's relatively boring, and because I'm moving it around, I'm getting these really interesting sounds. Now let's look at another option, where what if we want the melody to fall every time we play? So now, let's say I start out on that same E over G. So my melody note here is E. So if I start here, what if I fall to a root position? G. Now for A minor, I end up on a 5th and bass. And then for for F, I can either go here, or I could go to a 5th and bass. C there, if I want to make it strictly fall. So let's make it strictly fall. So my melody would go from this C to this G to this A minor to this F. So that would sound like this in real time. I'm going to play again the original chord progression when I'm just hitting you over the head with root position chords, and then I'll play that one where the melody falls. So then we would end up with something like this. Sorry. Now here's falling. Beautiful. Now, I'm going to give you the comparison between all three there. So I'll do the original, I'll do it climbing, and then I'll do it falling. So here's original. Little flub there, but falling. And now that we've kind of done those kind of basic ones, you can also keep it and just see, you know, how far you can chase it. It's a fun game to play to just see, okay, well, I start here, a G higher, I get A, there's my F with C up top, then what if it goes to that? Now maybe I want to work my way down from this. So here again, I'm working in fixed directions. Then we could get brain. Where I'm pushing them in these longer stretches. But now, once you get comfortable with doing that, the next logical step you can take with this that becomes a lot of fun is just thinking general melody. So it can move in each direction. And here what's good is now that you've found some of these different chords that you can use, then you can go through it and really piece together kind of what you want to actually hear, trying to think about that top voice. So what if I started here? Da, I'm hearing it go up, so I'm going to go da, da. Maybe it goes up, da, but now I want it to fall. Da. So now I have a nice little, it's all the chords. What if I wanted it to fall a little bit and then go up? That might sound like this. Then it falls. So you can start thinking just genuinely melodically and kind of chase these things. And it opens up just a door of possibilities with harmony that isn't necessarily available to you if you just figure out one way to play through the chord progression. 9 times out of 10, it's going to be in root position. And it's not going to be the most interesting or engaging thing to play or listen to. So this concept, again, has changed the way that I think of and play harmony, and I hope it can for you as well. If you enjoyed this video, I'd really appreciate it if you could like and subscribe. It truly helps me out more than you can know. If you are looking to take a guitar lesson with me, there's a link to get in touch with me down in the description. I'd love to work with you on whatever's troubling you on the guitar. If you're looking for a way to support me and what I'm up to here, you can subscribe to my Patreon down below. All of my patrons get early access to videos as well as cool behind the scenes sneak peeks. It's stuff that I don't share anywhere else, as well as all of the diagrams that pop up in this video so that you have them to kind of practice along with in your own practice. It's a wonderful little community of guitar lovers, and I'd love to see you over there. Another great way to support me, what I'm up to, is to check out either my ebooks or my video course, which are linked down in the description below. It's a great way to get some more educational content from me than I can fit into, you know, a 10 to 15 minute YouTube video. And last but not least, I have tons of new videos coming out every single week, so I hope I'll see you in the next one. And until I do, I'll wish you a wonderful day, and I hope you have some fun playing the guitar. Thanks.